Hello, welcome to another ramble. So, I was thinking about it based on a conversation that I had a couple of days ago, and um, you know how INFJs are kind of actually any personality type is pigeonholed into like a set of characteristics and traits and habits and strengths and weaknesses. I feel like we should use these tools not only to know ourselves, but also to break through the stereotypes, because yes, I think from a, what do I say, elementary perspective, it's really, I think, invigorating to find out that, oh, I found information that explains why I am the way I am and why I do the things I do and why I think the way I think, right? So yeah, so as an elementary phase, it's really like invigorating to find out that such a test exists and how informative it is, to just kind of validate where you currently are in life. But as far as staying there, I don't think I don't think you should pigeonhole yourself. I don't think you should limit yourself. I don't think you should, make excuses for like your shortcomings because, well, I'm an INFJ or I'm an ENTP or whatever personality type it is. So, yeah, like I said, when I first discovered it, I was just like, wow, like I finally feel like I found a blueprint to, my operating system. But then, like, as you kind of like delve deeper, you just kind of like, well, I don't really want to limit myself to just this one personality type. I feel like I can push beyond my weaknesses and I can, you know, further enhance myself. And so, like, I guess the subject that I'm going to touch upon today predominantly touches on, like, I guess, I don't know, INFJs isolating or not really wanting to socialize and stuff like that. I feel like that's one of our one of the things that we should be working on in order to um, break past stereotypical characteristics. So I was, when you read like forums or you go like, hey, Jupe. Sorry, the kitty entered. Come here. This is Jupy. Jupiter. Oh, she has like the craziest eyes, right? But yeah, like I read a lot of things online and on forums saying that we're introverts and stuff like that. And yes, we are introverts. I think we have also the ability to be ambiverts, where, we can balance the time between being isolated and actually getting out there and socializing. And it's not that we don't like being around people. I think what it is that we don't necessarily want to waste our time and energy on somebody who is closed minded. We prefer like socializing with somebody who has a very open and limitless idea of life and how to operate in it. Look at Joopy. Joopy cat. Wow, her eyes are so trippy in the video. Hi, honey. But yeah, in the beginning, I was just like, well, I don't really like people. Let's be honest. I don't really like being around people. They overwhelm me. They like overstimulate me. They drain my energy. Um, but I don't know. As I've, I guess, progressed or moved further along the path, I realized I actually do like people. I especially like people who can, I guess, contribute to like a very satisfying conversation, like teach me something that I never thought about before or like show me something that I never would have thought about. I also like people who are, I guess, Yeah, that's it. I just like open-minded people. But it feels like, when you get out there, like a lot of the people out there are kind of closed-minded, I suppose, and there's nothing wrong with that, but I just don't find that satisfying. And so, yeah, I feel like if you can, especially if you're like an out of the box thinker, that is just so satisfying to me. It's a delicious meal for your mind and your soul and your emotions, I guess. Um, you know, I know when I first started this channel, I said I didn't have much friends, but from that time until now, I've acquired um, more friends. And, I know we don't throw this label around easily, but yeah, I definitely feel like I've acquired more friends and the relationships are healthier and they're reciprocated and I am received well just as I am. And there's no like limit on the type of subject matter we will discuss, and we respect each other's point of view. So I just want, if you're an INFJ out there and you feel lonely or you feel isolated or you feel misunderstood, I just want you to just remember that, you know, the INFJ formula is just like a foundation, that doesn't define who you are. And you can actually find people who are on the same frequency as you, you know? You just have to break past that belief system or that mental limitation that you're putting upon yourself, because you're like, oh, I don't have friends. And yeah, I used to be like that. But then, I just realized that, that doesn't define who I am. That just kind of like lets me know that this is something that I'm not necessarily good at. But if I wanted to, I could get better. And that's what it's all about, right? Getting better. Like pushing past limitations, pushing past um, outdated systems and beliefs. So yeah, you can make friends. You just gotta change your belief system. And there are good people out there, you know. It just depends on what you're focusing on. And I've made videos on this before. Like, what are you focusing on? So if you're focusing on like, oh, like I'm alone and nobody understands me, and it's hard to find people who I can trust. You're focusing on seeing and bringing more of that into your experience. But if you were to flip it around and, you know, understand that, okay, I've been telling myself this story all this time and I want to change the story, you can, you know? So it's all about just kind of like changing your attitude, changing your perspective, changing your belief system, stop limiting yourself. And there's people out there. So, yeah, um, use the knowledge that you have in order to surpass who you were yesterday and to break past limiting belief systems that you've been telling yourself, and know that life is good, you know? I also know that, I've been in dark spaces before, so I understand, you just need to understand that that's also just a transitory phase that you need to move through in order to, I guess, gain a new set of eyes, gain a new, whole new perspective, and gain a higher awareness and consciousness of how you're processing life. Anyways, I'm going to stop talking because I can talk and talk and talk. But if you learned something from this video, that's great. If you didn't, that's great too. Tomato, tomato. Blessings to one and all. Amen.